All right, welcome listeners to another episode of the show. I am your host with the most, Chris Talks. I would like to welcome everybody to the show. Yes, thank you for tuning in. All right. Anyway, okay, so let's get to our top story for this episode, which is a madman in New York who stabbed family, had called mom the day before the attack.
Bruh.
That's what I'm saying.
Bruh.
Like, yo, what the? Really? Dude really called his mom the day before he went to go kill her? Yo, what the is going on, bro? All right, listen, we gonna let Sarah AI take over that story. All right, hit it. Let's hit it. Just hit it. Go to it.
A madman in New York who stabbed family had called mom day before attack. He just said to me, "Mama, I love you." Courtney Gordon's aunt remains in critical condition after the Sunday stabbing incident. The mentally ill madman, who fatally stabbed 2 adults and 2 children before being shot and killed by responding New York City police, spoke the day before the murders to his mother, who described him as a good son. The New York Daily News spoke to the mother and sister of Courtney Gordon, 38, who attacked the 2 NYPD officers with a kitchen knife Sunday morning, after stabbing his aunt and 4 of her family members. Gordon's aunt remains in critical condition after the Sunday stabbing incident. The officers also were badly injured in the attack, but both have been released from the hospital. Gordon's sister told the Daily News their aunt had taken him into her Queens home 2 weeks ago, after learning he was facing the prospect of homelessness. "My aunt took him in because she felt sorry for him because he's telling her he's trying to get his life together," Gordon's sister, who asked not to be named, explained. "I knew it was going to be bad." Gordon, described by cops as a madman, stabbed his 61-year-old aunt, Christine Watson, as well as a girl, 11, a boy, 12, a woman, 44, and a man in his 30s. He then set the house on fire. The 4 murdered victims have not been named. His mother, who asked to remain anonymous, referred to Gordon as a good son, and said she spoke to him the day before the killings. "He just said to me, 'Mama, I love you.' I said, 'I love you too, son,' and then I get the news." Gordon's life has been challenging the last year. The sister told the news he had been in and out of homeless shelters after separating from his wife. "I wanted to tell her that this is bigger than us, to let him go back to the shelter. But no one was listening to me," the sibling said. "She took him in. There's no reason for this." Gordon's sister explained that she tried getting him to check into a mental health facility for treatment, but he refused. After getting situated at his aunt's, Gordon was trying to find a job for himself. He was a good person prior to the separation, the sister explained to the news.
All right. I'm about to dissect this, but before I do, you already know what to do. If you like this content, want to hear more of it, hit me up on that like, that subscribe, and the notification, that notification button right there on the side of your screen, so you know when I post up any videos. Also, you can check out this video on YouTube. I think we're gonna post it up on Facebook. I'm not sure, but you can check it out on YouTube definitely, and you can also check us out on other social media pages. Check us out on Facebook, where we post up motivational and inspirational content to help you through your day. All right. Yeah, I did that good, Ed. I did that good this time. I definitely did it good. I know that. All right, so let's get into this and let's try to dissect this. And I'm going to just give you my view and my opinion. So let's get into it. Yes, now in this situation, I will say this. In my opinion, this man definitely needs to go to jail. Okay, now, even though this man was facing homelessness, which a lot of men all right, and major cities face on a daily basis, all right, does not give you or does not give him the right to go and start killing. Now, listen, homelessness, and I just want to mention this. This story brings us to New York City. Let's put that out there. This story does bring us to New York City, especially in New York City. Okay, the homelessness is running somewhat rampant because now you have all these minorities, okay, migrants. Let me take that back. Migrants who are coming into the city and who are taking up so many spots to where there is no room, just no room for regular individuals who come into the situation of becoming homeless. So these are regular New York residents who become, through some technicality, end up becoming homeless or end up in that situation, and then they cannot be housed. Why? Because New York City, the mayor of New York City, is housing migrants from where? We all know where they coming from. And it ain't Mexico. But we all know where they coming from. But it doesn't give this guy the right to do what he did. He murdered 4 people, or attempted to murder 4 people. And these people are ancient, ranging. I can't get that word down. Sorry. Listen, some of my English, some of my words, they just they not there. All right. Make fun if you want, but they just not there. But these individuals are ranging from the age of like 66 to about 11. No, what was it, 66? No, 61. So from the age of 61, the oldest, 61, to 11. This is what this man did. And let's just give a bell for can we give the Undertaker bell for the lives lost in this situation? Our condolences from everybody at this show to the family members that was lost. There's still some of them in critical condition. Some of them are in critical condition. Okay? So this guy ran up in there because of his situation and decided to take his anger out on 4 innocent people. Another senseless crime. Yeah, the dummy buzzer. Because every time I say that, senseless crime, you gotta do the dummy buzzer for that. Because this was one. This is definitely one. But at the same time, this person was suffering from a mental disability. He was suffering from a mental disability. And I know some of my listeners go, oh, yeah, you know, but at the same time, for those who are thinking like that, understand this. There was the opportunity for this man to go to a psychiatric institution to where he can receive help. He refused to do it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to all my listeners out there, this is the question that I have. And this is the question that I have. If you listen to some of my past shows, which most of y'all don't do, but I will refer you to, I asked the same question. With the people that we claim are suffering from these mental disabilities, what do we do with them? Now, we put them in these institutions, but we can only hold them but for so long. And then we just release them right back on the street, expecting them, right, to follow the rules and the laws of society. And my question is this: how do we expect that? How do we expect these people to do this? I guess that was the question of the day. But it is real. How do we expect these people to do this? We sit there, we put these people in these institutions because we feel are we diagnose them with these mental illnesses, and then we release them right back onto the street with no type of treatment or treatment plan for them. And then things like this end up happening. Things like this end up happening, and innocent lives are lost. So my question to all my listeners is this: what do we do? What do we do as a society against against situations like this? What do we do? What do we do for these people who are suffering from these what we call mental disabilities? What do we do with them after they leave these facilities? What do we do? Because right now, we're not doing anything. Only thing we're doing is treating these people when they're in this in these facilities. And the second they leave the facilities, there's no follow up, there's no checkup, we're not seeing to where they're going to live. We're not checking if where they're living is suitable for them to live. Yet when children are being placed, we do all these things. Why don't we do these things that we do for children for these people that have this mental disadvantage? That's my question to my listeners. Why don't we do these type of things? Why is it that when these people enter these facilities, they're treated, but when they leave, within a matter of weeks or months, within them leaving these facilities, things like this happen? Why does that happen? And this is not just in New York City. This is nationwide. There is not one mental facility across the nation, okay, except for a jail facility, like if you're like if you're being jailed or something like that. But in a jail facility, that, as far as I know, that holds people with mental conditions for long terms. Other than that, it doesn't happen. It doesn't. And part of the reason I can say is because these places, like the insurance, I guess, the insurance companies, they do not fund the facilitation of these people. I mean, you might get probably 2 or 3 months out of these people. I mean, as far as the insurance companies are concerned, you probably get 2 or 3 months out of them. 30 probably 30 days. Yeah, right? About 30 days. From 30 to 90. But what happens after that? What happens after that? That's the question. What happens after that? And you have to understand this, ladies and gentlemen, to all my listeners, there are thousands of people, thousands of people, according to the statistics, according to the statistics, uh, according to them, about 90% or more, if I'm correct, about 90% or more are walking around with uh, uh, some type of mental disability. So they call it mental disability, according to them, according to the statistics. You can look it up and quote me on that, but you can look it up and check it for yourself. Walking around with some type of mental disability or some type of trauma that they went through in their life and are still dealing with to this day. Some of them, and in some situations, it has happened as a child, and some situations happen as an adult. But some of them are still walking around with these issues today. So my question is this: what do we do? What do we do about that? As a nation, as a country, as a state, town, city, borough, whatever, wherever you live, what do we do? This is my question to my audience. What do we do about this? Because this situation, I mean, it's just going to get bigger. It's just going to get bigger. And I'm surprised that they did not call this a mass murder. I'm surprised they didn't, because usually when three or more people are murdered in a situation like this, it's seen as a mass murder. But in this situation, they didn't call it a mass murder. It's just funny how they decide to word this story. To me, it's just funny. But my question is this: what do we do about these people that we are considering mentally ill after they get out of these hospitals? All right, check it. We're gonna read off some of the comments real quick. One of the comments says, "Many people with mental illnesses refuse to get help. This is true. They refuse to get help." And this is my question: when we are facing, are dealing with, let me take the word facing back, but when we are dealing with somebody who we know who is suffering from mental issues, but they refuse to get help, what do we do? What do we do to still get them help? How do we react? Is there a law to protect us and them? I don't know. We need to look it up. We need to check that out in New York State. I don't think there is a law, though. I don't think so, right, Ed? No. Okay, let's continue. If they refuse help, it's almost impossible, which is true. It's almost impossible if a person refuses help. And this is my question again: what do we do? We can't force these people to get help, but we know that they need the help. So what do we do? Or what can we do to make sure that they get the help so situations like this do not happen? Because some of these people died and the rest of them are left in the hospital in critical condition. Let's continue. They must admit something is wrong. Sometimes they don't uh they don't show violence till they suddenly snap. This is true. Because there are some people out there, some out there that deal with these mental illnesses, and there is sometimes there's something that happens or something that sets. It's just something that triggers them. It makes them snap to where they become this somebody like this person, to where they do violent things like this. It happens. Continuing, it says it can be like a ticking time bomb. And yes, it can be like a ticking time bomb because you don't know when or how certain people with mental illnesses are going to react. We don't. All right, let's check out another comment. So they describe him. What does it say? They described him in an articulate. What is it? Oh, they described him in an article as mentally ill, even though he has not been diagnosed. So who got the medical degree? I'm sorry, I got that word complete because it's all broken up and whatever. Don't make fun of me, but it is broken up. Whatever. But it that goes to another question: is who diagnosed this person? Who said that this person was mentally ill? Which hospital? Which doctor? These are things that have to be looked into, people. They have to be. And the disturbing part of it is that there are people like this that walk down the street by you every single day. I'm not trying to get nobody or jumpy and all that stuff. I'm not trying to scare nobody. I'm just trying to say that these are people that walk past you every day. But what do we do about this? What do we as a nation, what do we as a people, what do we do about this? How do we treat this? How do we fight this illness? How do we fight these illnesses? What do we do about it? What do we do? Do we start programs? Do we diagnose these people and start giving them medicines? I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know what to think. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing a couple of things out there. I'm just saying. But what do we do about these people? And how do we treat these people when they are walking around and committing such crimes as these? Not just in some situations. I mean, in this one situation, it was against family members. But in some situations, it is against people they don't even know. So, my question is this to all my listeners: how do we fight the mental illness in America? How do we do that? Anybody out there has any suggestions on how we do that? Because apparently, whatever method that we have been using has not been working.
Bruh.
Hell no. This does not work. Whatever system that we're using, it's not working. And we need a better one. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you know. And that's my view and that's my opinion on that specific topic. Thank you, Sound Guy. Thank you so much. All right. To all my listeners, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank everybody for being here. Hit me up in the comment section. Y'all already know what to do. Hit the likes, subscribes, and all that good stuff. Let me know what you think about this show. Let me know what you think. Should this guy be sitting in jail, or should this guy be in a mental institution while he awaits trial? I don't know. You tell me what you think. All right. I want to thank all my listeners for being here. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you are here with me, and I so appreciate that. Also, stay blessed and not stressed. Until next episode, folks. Peace out. I'll see y'all later. Thanks a lot for tuning in.